Hello everyone and welcome back. Look using this Chanel palette right here. Let's get into it. Now I have used these shades before, so they are extremely pigmented, and yeah, let's just get into this look. Now the eyes are already primed. There you can see the primer is already on. I did use the P. Louise primer. So for my base color, I'm going to start off with this color here. It's like a nice rusty brownish color, and I'm using my Sonia G blender brush. Tap off a little excess, and here we go. Now this color is, ooh, look at that. It's just so pigmented. The payoff is just beautiful. I like the mattes in here. It gives a nice soft finish to the eye. And I'm just gonna really go in right there in that corner. I want to build that up nicely. So this is what we have. And next I'm going to use this Sonia G brush here, flat shader brush. I'm going to go in with this shade here. This is more of the kind of plum, leans on the pink side. And I'm just going to take about that much, and I'll be blending this in. I'm just going to place this right on the lid. I'm actually going to pack this color in. I want it to be kind of intense. So it's, as you can see, it's really hard to differentiate between what color is what color. The colors in this palette are very much similar in shade. There is just a slight variation between the two. But I think that's something that I appreciate about the palette. So if you were looking for something that's just a true red palette, this is one that you can definitely consider. So here we are here. Now I'm going to take the small definer brush by Sonia G. I believe this is what it's called. Yeah, this is called the Mini Booster. This is a small definer brush. And with this brush, I'm going to be using the deepest shade to fill in my outer V area. I really like this brush. It performs pretty nicely. So even though I have this tape on, it's just by habit. So I'm going to use this deepest color in my crease area here and just go in the crease and just try to create a nice outer V. And I think the tape is helpful because this is a very, would you say, rich palette. Not for the faint heart, but you don't have to work very hard to build up that pigment, and that is something that I can appreciate. So I like that part about it. Alright, so here it is. As you can see, the colors all kind of come in together to create that look that we're going for. The last, I'm going to use this like a champagne-y color. This is the only shade in here that is not a matte shade, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this into the inner eyelid crease and just, oh my goodness, look at that, and just pat that on. It is so beautiful. So I'm just gonna, oh, I made a boo-boo. But I'm going to slightly follow that And I want to use, you know, you want to use a brush that has somewhat of a sharp angle to it. So even though these colors are extremely pronounced, when you put this champagne-y color on top, it just kind of softens the look overall. So it all depends on how much you want to go in. And I'll take it in just a little bit more, just to add a little bit more depth to it. And always remember that when you're doing an eye look like this, you kind of want to go a little bit above the crease, especially if you have hooded eyelids, which I do. Just like that. Okay, so as you can see, both eyes are done, and now I'm going to take this Chanel liquid liner, and it's in a cobalt blue shade, and this is the part that is gonna really make it pop. And I'm just going to line my top waterline, my top lid with this color. Not gonna bring it all the way in. Alright, so now that that's done, you want to give it time to dry a little bit. So once it dries down, I'll add a second coat, and I may go up just a little bit, and then I'm going to use this. I got this as sample. This is La Baume de Chanel mascara in Noir. Ooh, this is beautiful. So there you have it. But you see that you kind of almost have to have more of lashes on with this type of look. At least that's the way I feel. So I'm going to do the other lash, and then I'm going to put on these wispy lashes right here. They are super light, just to give a little bit of volume. I'll do that off camera, and I'll come back and we'll finish the rest of the face. So just, this is where we are. The lashes are on, and we're gonna just finish our makeup. I'm gonna start by taking off the tapes. As you can see, this just has a little bit on and not too much. Very nice. And so for foundation, I think, well, since I'm doing Chanel, I started off with my fave, you already know, the Beige. So that is already on the skin, as well as I used a little bit of this NARS to correct the darkness. And so now I think I just want to use a stick foundation. Haven't used this in a while, and this is by Hourglass. So I'm just going to do a few little lines here, and there, and there, and some under. Me personally, I like to use a little bit of mist Glow Recipe. This is by Glow Recipe. Alright, so I'm just going to use a basic old Sigma brush. This is the F80 Kabuki. So there you have it. Next, I'm going to take this one by Marc Jacobs, This is actually a concealer and a foundation. I'm going to use this brush here, the Fenty brush, and I love this brush. Like, out of all of her brushes, this one is truly my favorite because it allows you to get that patting motion going. And it's awesome just for that. And it has those little curves, and you can just kind of go around those crevices, and this tapping motion is very satisfying. Very satisfying. So like if you wanted to just go from the top, you could do that with this brush. This brush is bomb, guys. Just saying. It's a very nice brush. So there you have it. And go up there like that. Alright, so this is where we are. Now before I go any further, what I like to do is add a little bit of powder underneath. So I'm going to use this Tried and True, and if you don't know, now you know. You're just going to get a little bit of this fluffy brush, and I'm just going to dust very lightly. I really like that. And now I'm going to go back into this beautiful palette here, and I'm going to do my waterline underneath. So I'm going to go in again with this mini booster, and I'm picking up, I'm going to pick up this color here, which is like the most neutral shade in the palette, and here we go. I'm just going to bring it all the way to the end, just kind of connecting there like that. And then I'm going to use this right here. I actually could use another color, but you know, it's all in preference and what you want to do. So again, this is just the one with the twisty top, and let me do it this way so you guys can see it. So twisting up, so in the waterline, and then under the waterline like that. Now once that's done, take a definer brush there and just kind of smudge it out even a little bit more. And there you have it. And for the inner waterline, just the inner right in here, I'm going to get a little brush. This is a Smith brush, and I'm going to take this color here and then just pop it in the inner, just like that. So it kind of opens up the eye. So I'm going to do the same with this other side, and I'll be right back. Alright, so here's the face thus far. Let me just tell you, I did use the 10-Day Chanel cream for some bronzing, and I also used a blush here on my cheeks, which is very nice, very light, understated. So now we're going to get into lips. So I did go in with my lip pencil here. This is in the shade, I think out of all the shades, this is in 194. It's a nice creamy brownie shade, and I really like that. So now we're going to get into this lippy. This is in the Rouge shade, so it's like a brownie nude, and I love brownie nudes. So I'm just going to line. That color is really pretty. It feels really nice and comfortable on the lips. Sometimes because it's matte, it wants some. I like to add a little bit of kind of a gloss on top. So I'm going to go in with this one here, and so lovely. Give it a nice shine. And this tip is really nice because if you want to blend, it definitely allows you to do so. So these are like some of my favorite. Let's get into the final thoughts on this eyeshadow palette here. This palette, this again is the Les for Ombres, and it is in 364 Candeur Et Seduction. Love it. Okay, the colors are so rich, so pigmented. I can definitely see this for a fall look, but on deeper skin tones, this is just like an everyday. Very beautiful with a nice reddy hue, and I think they knocked it out the park. Let me know if you are considering a Chanel palette, you don't necessarily have to look for what's out this year. I would definitely encourage you look into previous collections. Remember, this one did come out for fall of 2020, and look at its performance. All you need is a nice pop of color liner to really give it an extra little kick. Yeah, let me know down in the comments section if you have this palette, if you are considering purchasing it. It's just 4 colors, but I think the colors speak volume, and I am so enjoying this eye look. So you could do it with the frost on top, you could do it without the frost, you could really deep and punched up, or you could bring it on down just a little bit to make it everyday wearable friendly. So anyway, I do find myself diving into more Chanel products. I am really enjoying the brand, fragrances and foundations, and now eyeshadows. Yes. All right guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Make sure you hit the like button, share it with a friend or two, and without further ado, I'll see you in the next one.